right, studio time check says it's 35 minutes past 6 a.m. this wonderful morning, the 22nd of January 2026. Good morning to you, dear listener. Thank you for tuning in again to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, your number one family radio in the whole of all your state. It's a wonderful Thursday morning. The weather is just right. It's not cold. It's not, it's not hot. The weather's just right. And it's a beautiful start to the day. Good morning to you once again, and thank you for joining us. Wells Radio is broadcasting live from the Wells Broadcasting House along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole State, Ibadan. That's where we're live from this morning. I'd like you to follow us on all our social media platforms. Find us on Facebook at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. It's our fan page where we show our live content. You can also follow us on our other page, Wells Radio 89.3 FM. You also find us across several social media platforms like Instagram, X, TikTok at Wells Radio 893. Would also like you to go visit our website, find out more about us, or listen to us when you're not in town. It's www.wellsradio893.com. Once again, good morning and thank you for joining us. My name is Bolanle Oduekun-Ayoola. On Perspectives Unlimited this morning, we'll be taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in the country. We'll talk about the stories. We'll discuss them with our analysts and, of course, with your help, our listeners, when you call in, and we'll help you, get the gist of the story, go behind the news to make sense of the stories this morning. All right. We have the front pages of the Punch newspaper. We'll also have the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, as well as the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. We'll start with the Punch newspaper, where the lead headline says, Counter-terrorism campaign. Federal government moves to fast-track trial of 5,000 insurgents. The rider says military, police, NSCDC budget 204 billion naira for operations in 2026. Security agencies to harvest DNA of notorious terror kingpins. Court issues bench warrant against Turji Bello linked suspects. You find all of that on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. More headlines. Kidnappers hold 166 Kaduna worshippers. Demand 29 million naira deposit. That's on page 2 as well. Ortiz Labour Party bloc seeks reconciliation as court sacks Abure. That's on page 7. Awujale's tool battle. Ogun halts process. Police storm palace. That's on page 20 of the Punch as well. Royal Rumble. Inside power struggle rocking Oyo Oba's Council. Okay, this is a report on page 3 of the Punch newspaper. ICPC to arraign Ozekome on Monday over UK property. You found that on page 20. AU Afrima Hill Sanwo-Olu sponsors after awards. That's on page 20. We have here death toll hits 29 in Pakistan mall fire, dozens missing. You found that story on page 20. And in entertainment, DNA test cleared Davido in paternity dispute, says father. That story is on page 20 of the Punch newspaper this morning. On the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, Kaduna abduction, the denial that failed. I think I like the way the Daily Trust has put it succinctly. The denial that failed. But we'll talk about it more. Find that story on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, continued on pages 3, 4, and 5. 2027. No appointments for non-APC members, says Nenantwe. That's on page 17. NARCON board members petition Tinubu demand chairman's removal. You found that on page 26 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Suicide bomber kills 5 soldiers in Borno. That's on page 6. Fire guts 34 classrooms in Kano School. That's on page 30 of the Daily Trust newspaper. On the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, abduction of 177 worshippers. Kaduna governor pledges rescue of victims. Atiku Obi knock government. The rider says can affected community upbraid police and local government bus. Untold story of Kurmi Wali kidnapped. That story is on pages 4, 12 and 13 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. More headlines. No arms, ammunition found in my residence, says Malami, denies terror financing allegation. That story is on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. More headlines. EU allocates 557 million euros to Nigeria. Others in 2026 humanitarian budget. That's on page 2. Court orders INEC to recognize Nenandi-led ex-co of Labour Party, sacks Abure as party chairman. Abure faction heads to appeal court. That's on page 4. Troops discover terrorist mass grave in Borno. That's on page 12. There's this headline on the Nigerian Tribune newspaper that says sleeping less than 7 hours daily quietly shortens life. And on that note, I'll bring up our analyst on the show this morning, Mr. Olale Konsani. Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning, madam. I'm doing well. How about you?
We thank God. This headline on health says sleeping less than 7 hours daily quietly shortens life. With the hustle and bustle of Nigeria, do you really think at this time that it's possible for, an adult who's working, multiple jobs probably, and has a family to sleep 7 hours?
It's extremely difficult to get 7 hours of sleep in today's Nigeria. But I would implore you to at least manage to get 6 for your own mental health, number 1. Number 2, for your own physical health. The truth of the matter is that if your body fails to get enough sleep, you will not function at your optimal performance. That's the truth of the matter. You will not be focused. You will not be totally coordinated. So you need it. That's why the fact that it is difficult. I understand too that it is difficult, extremely difficult to get 7 hours of sleep in today's Nigeria. But please do everything you can to make sure that you get it for your own good.
I always say little here, little there, honestly. Sometimes you may not get it, all at once, but you can, get it in snatches. Yes.
Just make sure that at the end of the day you get at least 7 hours.
Yes.
I would even recommend 8 if it's possible. Maybe not every day, but I mean when it's possible.
When it's possible, weekends, Sundays, Saturdays, and the likes. Because health is wealth, and all these things we're chasing. Somebody told me over the past week, the person said it takes just one illness, and then all the other problems you think you have,
you won't even remember them.
You won't remember them. You have just.
The truth of the matter is that you may run your head into the ground saying you want to make this money, and trust me, just one thing, just one ailment can wipe off hundreds of millions of naira.
Someone said in Nigeria, you're just one ailment away from poverty,
from bankruptcy.
It is well. Please, let's not forget that health is wealth. We need to take care of ourselves. As much as this show is not for, health talks, it's very important. We want you to be alive and well, so that we can continue to have you on Perspectives Unlimited. All right. Mr. Sani, we have quite a lot on the table this morning. I honestly pray that we have time. All right, in case you're just joining us, it's Perspectives Unlimited, and we're taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. We'll start with this story, which is actually the major story on many dailies this morning. It's the story of those who were kidnapped in Kromewali in Kaduna State. Now, on this issue, we had initially heard, I believe on Sunday and on Monday, that 177 people were abducted from 2 churches, Ekwa and the Cherubim and Seraphim, 2 different Cherubim and Seraphim churches. And we had heard that. Later we heard that 10 people managed to,
They actually released them based on old age.
So we heard that 10 people came back, and then so the numbers were not really consistent. The numbers that we heard were not very, very consistent. But surprisingly, unlike other attacks and, mass kidnaps, we didn't hear anything from the security agencies initially. And when we heard from the security agencies, what we heard, which I believe I read here on Tuesday, was that, there was no kidnap. And the Kaduna State Police have been to that area. Business is going on as usual, and people are doing fine. Nobody's complaining of anything, and so nothing must have happened. Until we had the chairman of the Northern CAN, Reverend John Joseph Hayab, go on national TV. He went on one on, I believe, either Tuesday night or Wednesday night. Tuesday night, and went on another on Wednesday morning to say that, look, we are very coordinated. I listened to him speak. He said we're very coordinated, and he listed all the different, groups they have, such that it makes it difficult for any information to pass them by. And he said, so as this happened, it was transmitted from this group to this group to this group and got to us, at the top. And when he was asked, well, the Nigerian police, at least the Kaduna State Police, have said nothing happened, he told them that it's a blatant lie. And then we heard on Wednesday morning, I believe, from the PRO of the police that, well, yes, we confirm that this happened. It happened. The reason we denied at first, I'm sorry, I don't want to take the story from, any daily this morning. So that's why I'm piecing it together for those who are not in the know. And they said it did happen, but the reason why we were a bit careful, we didn't want to come out to say it happened, was because the figures were confusing. There were so many things. There were so many facts that we hadn't gotten straight. And that's why we had not come out to, to say it. That's why we had not come out to say, what really, really happened. And let's not forget that in Kaduna State, there have been, problems when it comes to banditry and kidnapping. In January 11th, 2025, there was military action in Karu local government area of Kaduna State.
It's almost the daily thing in
Kaduna. Yes, to restore peace. So, Mr. Sani, where the part I want us to come through now is, will we then be able to trust our security forces when they even give us information or stories like, they killed some bandits in some places? Where's the place of trust in this?
Thank you. I don't have an atom's worth of trust in them. And that didn't just start today. It has been like that for a while, because they have been telling lies for as long as I can remember. Before his swap killed Shekau, the Nigerian army told us in 3 different instances, on 3 different occasions, we have killed him. Only for another terrorist organization to eventually kill the guy. Let's now go into what's happening in Kaduna. Shame on the Nigerian police. Shame on the Nigerian army. Shame on Kaduna State government. I heard about what happened in Kaduna around afternoon of Sunday. But I didn't, in fact, initially the figure I got was 70. I got to realize later that the headquarters of these people, I'm talking about people who should be talking to Nigerians as regards the state of the security, state of the country, got to know around 5:45 on Sunday. Guess what? These people still denied it that it happened. Sunday, you didn't tell anybody anything happened. Monday, people began to say, Nigerian army, Nigeria police, Kaduna State government, we are getting information that something terrible happened in Kaduna State. What is happening? It is a lie. I challenge anybody to go to that village to go and verify that something happened. That's what they told us. Guess what? They barricaded the entire village. They didn't allow anybody to come in or to go out. And yet they're telling us something happened there. When they couldn't manage the information anymore, they had to come out to say, actually something happened.
Because Sahara reporters had posted it.
And look at what you said. Actually, we know that something happened, but because we were not sure of the figure, we had to deny that it happened.
He's quoted. He said the earlier comments by the CP of Kaduna State were not denials of the incident, but a measured response pending confirmation of details from the field, including identities and number of.
In all seriousness, if Nigeria were to be a right functioning country, the IGP should be sacked immediately. The Commissioner of Police should be sacked and tried for lying to the public. That is illegal. You don't do that. If you want to manage information, you keep your mouth shut.
That's information that hasn't gotten out.
Yes, you keep your mouth shut. Even when it has gotten out and you still don't have all the things you need to present to the public, keep your mouth shut.
Could this
wait for us, we are coming.
Could this be a way of them, also managing, that what we currently have on ground? President Donald Trump has insisted that there's a Christian genocide, and this fits into the narrative.
There are some things you can never keep leads over forever. They will naturally get exposed, and this is one of them. 177 people were kidnapped. Do you expect their family members to keep quiet forever? It's never going to work. So the earlier you address the issue, the better for you. Like I said, shame on the Kaduna State government, shame on the Nigerian police, shame on the Nigerian army. Do you know the biggest disappointment in all of this? The president. And I'll tell you why. He was away for 20 days. As of the time he returned to the country, this particular issue had not happened. The following day it happened. Trust me, as the CNC, you would have heard immediately. Guess what the president did? The first official thing he was going to do on Monday, after hearing that almost 200 people were kidnapped, was to hold a meeting with an opposition governor who is planning to come to his party. Tells you that president...
Can we really blame the president, Mr. Sani, if there are already people, in certain positions who should handle? Do we expect the president to, when there are people, for example, in this situation, would hold Mr. Egbetokun, what's the word? Will hold him responsible. So can we really blame President
Who
Tinubu?
is Mr. Egbetokun working for?
Well, Nigerians and the government.
The president. That's the truth of the matter. I didn't. If it were to be left to someone like me, Egbetokun would have been long jobless. It is Mr. President who is keeping Egbetokun in office. So should Egbetokun not do something right, it is the president that we are going to hold responsible as Nigerians, because we did not appoint him. It's the president who appointed him. A good president will not hear that almost 200 families are crying, and the very first thing you want to do is to hold meetings with politicians from other camps who are planning to come in. It just shows clearly that the president doesn't care about us. And it is a big disappointment. Now, I wonder what the Minister of Defense is going to say. Like I've always said, guys, a talkative, he talks too much, he doesn't have anything to do, instead of to talk. He has said that the government is not going to pay ransom, as if they've not been paying ransom for a long time. Now that almost 200 people have been kidnapped, trust me, the government is holding a very short. These people are even saying before we open negotiation at all, pay 29 million naira.
And that the people that live in this area said that they're just recovering from one that happened on January 11th because they paid 20. No, they even said they paid 23 million naira as ransom before those kidnapped on January 11th were released.
See, the truth of the matter is that the country is actually at the precipice. The country is hanging on a cliff right now. Let's talk about what happened in Sokoto. I don't know if you're aware. Not just Sokoto, Kebbi, Katsina. People are now actually leaving their ancestral lands because they don't want to be kidnapped. They are going to other parts. And it's not just in faraway places. There are a lot of communities in Kwara North and Kwara South that are no longer habitated by human beings. What you will find here is goat and lizard. And somehow, these people keep... See, the problem here is that our government is reactionary. They have always been saying that we know where these guys are. Instead of going to where they are, you rather wait for them to strike. When they strike, you now begin to run around like a headless fowl. That is what happens. These are the things that you will continue to see should that remain to be your modus operandi. You said something as regards Christian genocide. I will repeat myself. Anybody who claims that there is no Christian killing in Nigeria is a madman. Pardon me for that word. However, when you say genocide, is what we have on the ground good enough to qualify for genocide? I would say no.
I'm even saying that could it be a situation that the position of the Nigerian government is also that yes, there are killings, but there's no specific Christian genocide. So could this, them trying to keep quiet about this and turn this around also be, maybe one of the ways to stem the conversation.
The truth of the matter is that when that happens, I mean, it's obvious that these people don't know what to do. They are clueless. Had it been that they know exactly what they are doing, this wouldn't have happened. And now that it has happened, had it been again that they know what they are doing, not even if not on the area, in the area of confronting the bad boys, even if it's only information management, then we now escalate matters. Make reference to what's happening in Katsina State, where communities that are almost 100% Muslims are being decimated daily. You make reference to what's happening.
So you're saying that all they need to do is to get their statistics right.
Right. Despite the fact that almost 200 people were kidnapped in that particular location, I can tell you that in 3 days, more people, in fact, maybe 1,000, more than 200, have been kidnapped in Katsina. And a lot of people have been killed as well.
Let's go back to this kidnapping in Bolanle.
Okay.
Thank God for the media and for social media. This, matter was blown open, and thank God for the insistence of the Northern Khan as well in insisting that this matter happened and it has to be addressed. But we know how issues like this go, Mr. Sani. We hear of them in the media. The police and the army come out to say, well, we're working on it. Let's not even
talk about Nigerian police. I mean, they disappointed themselves.
Well, the security forces, would usually come out to say, we're negotiating, we're going to be sure, they're going to be brought back and all of that. You know that when the children were kidnapped few months or weeks ago.
Niger?
Yes. There was a big uproar because it was children. But now we have poor farmers, mothers, children, fathers, grandparents. As you said, some were even released on the basis
because
of old age.
Because they couldn't be taken to the forest.
Yes, they wouldn't probably survive the trip. Do you think that our security forces will see this to the end? Or will they leave these people to their fate? Because according to what we're seeing and we're reading on the pages of the dailies from the people who live in these villages, they've been battling on their own. They even went as far as tampering with the bikes of these people, and that's the first thing they've asked for. They said they tampered with their carburetors. I mean the bandits. They tampered with their carburetors of about 10 to 12 bikes, and they want them to pay 1.9 million naira each for each of the bikes.
The truth of the matter is that if we keep following this pattern of them acting, then we react, we will never get to the end of the matter. And in specific reference to what is happening here, I believe that the victims of this particular incident are going to come back home. And the community...
They're going to come back home after their people must have paid the ransom?
No, the community may not even pay a dime this time around. This has made international headlines. So the government is embarrassed right now. It is the government that will pay this time around. Niger, they didn't pay, and all those kids are back. Kwara Church, they didn't pay. It was the previous one that nobody knew about that the community paid. The one that, got blown open that everybody heard about, it was the government that handled that. And the government told us in clear terms, we established contact with the bad boys. And eventually, when people started saying, "Did you pay them?" they said, "Let's not focus on that." And
there was a particular word that was used. I can't remember.
No, the hand justifies the means. That's what they said. The hand justifies the means. That is what the presidency said. That tells you everything you need to know about it.
So you have a strong feeling that the government would facilitate the release of these people.
They will negotiate and pay.
Now, quickly before we go on a break, doesn't this amount to enriching and further emboldening the bad boys, as you put it?
I don't see it in that way. It is clear terror financing, in my opinion. The government is now financing terror. Because if you hand over anything of value to terrorists, in the name of anything, you are financing terrorism. The only way a government is permitted to, quote and unquote, negotiate with bad boys is through guns, missiles, and artillery. If it's about exchanging anything of, and they told us that they made contact. In their words, not mine. We made contact, and no corpse of any terrorist was shown to the public. I mean, what sort of contact are you making?
All right, we'll take a short break now on Perspectives Unlimited. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Don't go anywhere. Please stay with us.
Christ Ambassadors International College is a private, co-educational Christian day and boarding school located at Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. We offer a blend of Nigerian and British curricula designed to nurture global leaders with godly values, with world-class facilities, exciting co-curricular programs, exceptional pastoral care, and outstanding academic results. We ensure your child's dream becomes a reality. Our entrance examination for 2026-2027 academic session will hold on Saturday, 14th February 2026 at 8 a.m. For inquiries, please call 0704 530 8414 or 0814 177 2806 or visit www.christambassadorscollege.com. Christ Ambassadors International College, nurturing global and godly scholars.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour.
I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data.
Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service.
One Data?
Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
Are you hungry for something delicious? Food that feels like home but tastes like pure luxury? Then welcome to Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile. From our smoky jollof to rich ofada sauce to a variety of delicious soups like egusi, eforiro, and more, paired with your favorite proteins and hot, freshly made swallows, all made for you to enjoy. We also handle bulk orders in liters, fresh and ready whenever you need it. We deliver it to your doorstep. At Honeydew, it's not just the food, it's the feel. With our beautiful ambience, perfect for your romantic dates, family outings, or your quiet, relaxing evening escape. Join us every last Friday of the month at 7 p.m. for karaoke night with Jayola and enjoy music, games, food, drinks, and free mocktails and cocktails as you sing your hearts out. Visit us at Plot 42, Block 8, Alaafi Avenue, beside Wells Radio, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. For your doorstep delivery or inquiries, call or WhatsApp 0814-691-6635, 0814-691-6635. Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on this website: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, 0707-338-4828, SEC 0209-462-1168. Announcer, FSRCC.
Boost your business with Wells Radio 89.3 FM. In a competitive world of business, strategic brand and product positioning is key to growth. Don't remain unseen in the shadows. Shine a spotlight on your brand with Wells Radio 89.3 FM today. Why Wells Radio? We are your state's #1 family radio station. We connect with the heart of families in your state. As the smallest unit of the society, families trust Wells Radio for quality content and information. Visit us today along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Our white and blue building just before Sharp Corner ensures your business won't go unnoticed. Advertise with us today. Call our marketing office on 0903 936 8185. Call Toby on 0803 509 3394. Ayo on 0706 840-7359. Take the leap today. Let Wells Radio 89.3 FM be the megaphone for your business success. You won't regret it.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go!
Hey there! Want to stay connected to your favorite radio station? Follow us on social media for the latest updates, entertaining wholesome content, and behind-the-scene peaks. We're on Instagram at Wells Radio 893, Facebook Wells Radio 893 FM fan page, X Wells Radio 893. Follow our WhatsApp channel Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Get a scoop on upcoming shows, giveaways, and events. Also get to interact with your favorite presenters and share your thoughts on our posts and stories. Join the conversation and stay tuned into Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
All right, you're welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, your #1 family radio in the whole of Oyo State. It's still Perspectives Unlimited, and we're taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. We're taking a look at the headlines. We're talking about them and we're going beyond the news to help you make sense of the stories. I am Bolanle Oduekun-Ayoola. We still have our analyst, Mr. Olalekun Sani, right here with us, and we're talking about the matters making the rounds. You can be a part of the conversation this morning. We'd like to hear what you have to say. Call us on our phone lines, which are already open: 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-333-3893. Drop your comments as well on our Facebook fan page at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. We're moving on quickly to more stories this morning. The former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, SAN, has rejected claims that any cache of arms or ammunition was discovered in any residence linked to him. This was in a statement made available to newsmen on Wednesday by Mohammed Bello Doka, the Special Assistant on Media to the former AGF, saying that such claims are false, unsubstantiated, and unsupported by any official record, judicial document, or lawful disclosure. And he says that no such discovery has been formally communicated to his family or legal representatives. He said this in a statement. Don't forget that on Monday, he was released on bail, but almost immediately after stepping out, he was then again arrested by the Department of State Services. And we're hearing from his SA media that he has been denied access to his family, legal team, and associates. This is, of course, the modus operandi of the DSS. It's not new. We've seen it happen repeatedly, where a person who they're trying to prosecute gets granted bail, leaves, and then is rearrested by the DSS and is not released, regardless of what any court or any judge says. Mr. Sani.
Thank you very much, madam. Pardon me to say something about Kaduna before going to DSS. I was going through the pages of The Punch just some moments ago, and I saw something. They said that, actually, the bad boys who did the job, the mass kidnapping in Kaduna, they did it because they were fleeing another part of Kajuru local government.
How do you flee with more people? Shouldn't you shed load when you flee?
No, wait. The Nigerian army is saying that they were able to do that simply because they were fleeing from military offensive in another part of the local government. That's a very foolish thing.
And so they went to continue their work in another place.
They kidnapped. They did coordinated kidnappings in 3 different locations. 1, 2, 3. They arrived at a particular time, cornered off the place, kidnapped people, and the military is telling us that actually they were fleeing.
I think we already tackled the issue of trust and our security forces.
They are silly.
Let's move on to
let's not talk
Malami.
about Abubakar Malami. I'm not happy, not at all. I am not pleased with what is happening to Malami. I personally believe that Malami should be dealing with serious prosecution, not political drama.
Are you of the opinion that this is political drama?
It looks like so, and I'll get to that point. In all seriousness, going by what has been ascribed to Malami, and these are the things that he actually, the videos and pictures of him say, we have commissioned this, we have commissioned that. Chief, in the last 8 years, you were not working. You were not supposed to earn a dime outside of your salary as Minister of Justice. How exactly were you able to, finance all of these things? For that reason, I believe that it should be questioned. But it's not looking as such, in my opinion. This guy left office as Minister of Justice in May 2023. Nothing happened to him until he said he was going to become governor of Kebbi State under the platform of the ADC. And all of a sudden, the FCC arrested him. When the EFCC arrested him, I wasn't surprised. Mind you, the current chair of EFCC, Olukoyede, who in my opinion is another waste of space, was secretary of EFCC when Malami was AG. It was Malami who suspended him as secretary of EFCC. So I believe that there has been an axe to grind between the two of them, but that's their personal problem, it's not my business. My business is that I want Malami to be prosecuted. Now, Malami was taken to court after a very long time by the EFCC, and he was granted bail. After granting him bail, news filtered into his cell that the DSS was waiting outside for him. allegedly because of the fact that when the EFCC raided his KB home, they found allegedly a large cache of arms. EFCC doesn't do arms. SSS and police can do arms, and even the civil defense. And they said they handed the case over to the DSS. In my opinion, if it is true that something like that was found in his home, you need to move in immediately and pick him. Not that you now...
So they did not wait for the court to release him?
Number one, they waited for the court to release him. They allowed him to exhaust his energy in that direction. Again, exhaust his energy in the area of perfecting the bill by getting shorties and all of that. The guy got shorties who were willing to drop the money, but they didn't drop the money simply because they knew that the SSS was outside. But eventually, they said, okay, let's perfect this thing and let's go out. At that point, the SSS arrested him. If it is true that it's not persecution, they would have gone in there to pick him straight away. They would not wait for him to come out before picking him. Because let's now imagine that what would have happened should Malami refuse to come out at all and stay there till 2027? Will you now say you're not going to prosecute a case of alleged gun running simply because this guy is in a particular location?
So you're insinuating that this is more than...
They just don't want him to have freedom so that he will not work for his party, the ADC. That is what I see here. I believe that the guy should be tried properly, logically. Not that you should now start playing politics. This is politics as far as I'm concerned.
Let's talk about the modus operandi of the DSS. As I said earlier, this is not new. Is it legal? Do they actually have the power to do this?
The truth of okay, let's now say something here. You arrested him, if I'm not mistaken, maybe Wednesday last week or something like that. They are now in the process of going to court
again
to go and get an injunction to keep him for as long as they want to keep him. You said you found weapons in his house. So why exactly are you going to court to get an injunction to keep him indefinitely? As regards the legality or illegality of this, yes, it is legal. That's the truth of the matter. If you can get an injunction, there is a difference between legality and common sense.
Is it legal to get the injunction first before arresting him? Or
the
arrest
very
him
first thing you need to
injunction?
get is to get a warrant of arrest. After a warrant of arrest, if you now feel like you're going to keep him for more than 24 hours.
So we're not sure, however, if they had the warrant of arrest.
They didn't show it to me.
We only saw a video of Malami asking who is the boss here, who's the leader here.
I didn't see any issue of warrant of arrest. Now that they are in the process of going to court to get an injunction, it tells you clearly that they act before they think. And that is why Nigeria is where it is today.
All right, let's move on. The phone lines are open: 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-3333-893. These are the numbers to call to be a part of the conversation this morning. All right, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, the radio woman.
Good morning to you, sir. Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Oh, sorry. Is it okay now?
All right, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, this is Indemari calling from Apata.
You're welcome.
I am greeting my honorable Asuma in the house,
Good morning, sir. God bless you.
The thing is this. Let me add to the reports you read about the casino kidnapping. This morning I read this morning while the program was going on how those bandits that kidnap hundreds of people in Kaduna, they said they are not talking about negotiation, but now the government should give them 5 people or those in charge of those in Kaduna, whatever, in Sokoto area, and they should give them a motorcycle and some other stuff like that before they could start talking about ransom. And something that struck my mind is that we develop battle doing it, a country that has the defense agencies who are capable. And we are recording all those we are normal people. You can imagine a militant or a bandit threatening a government. What concept country are we? So that's what we are saying. See, I think it is high time we call on those who could help us Because this thing, you can see, it's getting that down to us here in your state. As you can see what happened in Ogumati when you are on your way down to Lagos State, where an Indian national was being kidnapped and a policeman was killed just last week. So, and what I said yesterday when I called you, I wish Mr. President would just stop.
Oh, we lost that call. Do call us back. Which, quickly, Mr. Sani, let's have a short conversation on what he said. I hate to draw us back, but I'm curious on what your opinion is. The Indian man, who was killed, who was kidnapped, and the policeman killed. I recall that the president had said that there should be no police escort for anyone.
When the IGP told us that, okay, they had actually brought back police officers doing that and doing private security, he said they had been able to bring back less than 12,000, while we had always known that the figure is around 100,000. That is just 12% of the people doing. 4 security officers were in that particular farm, 4 police officers, and one of them was killed. And yet you tell us that, oh, you have actually perfected what the president said.
This should be, the things that, because again, it's very difficult to expect that Nigerians can say that we want you to do this or we want you to do that when public officials are not even carrying out the orders of the president. It's very, very difficult. But let's move on to other stories quickly because we still have so much to talk about. Now, yesterday, a court, decided or ruled or ordered that the Nenandi Usman faction of the Labour Party is the actual caretaker committee of the Labour Party, saying that the Julius Abure had outstayed his tenure and therefore did not merit being the leader of the Labour Party. And he went on to say that all the other states should go ahead with their congresses, as the caretaker committee by Nenandi Usman says. Let's take this call, please. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, we can hear you. Good morning. Call us back. 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-33-893.
The ruling, in my opinion, is more of politics than
you remember that during the last elections, I believe, or before the last elections, many had also alleged that the courts were seriously involved in Labour Party's matter, right? And that was what brought about the birth of the Julius Abure, holding the higher hand. And many people were of the opinion that this was used to destabilize the Labour Party. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, West Radio.
Good morning to you, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Bolanle. I'm calling from Awesome. Good morning, Mr. Sonny.
Morning, sir.
Thank you very much for your analysis. As interesting as always. God bless you. It's good and it's interesting that the Nigerian police force, the Kaduna State government, and others have now come out to acknowledge that kidnapping actually did take place in Kaduna. And for me, I don't even know. But the question on my mind now is that are we kind of accepting that insecurity in this country has become intractable? Is it now can we now assume that we are not winning the war? Because every day we keep hearing of kidnapping, killing, abduction, go to Zamfara, go to Katsina, Sokoto, everywhere in India, especially in the north. What exactly can we do? I don't understand. And for me, I think if Mr. President is really serious about fighting this insecurity, honestly speaking, a state like Kaduna should have been under emergency by now, because we now discovered that place has become a kind of a red flag for normalcy. So kidnappers, terrorists now have field day there. So the President should have declared state of emergency in Kaduna State and other places like that too. honestly, we need to fight this war. It's actually disturbing the economic progress of this country. May God save us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Salami, for your contributions this morning. Quickly back to the Labour Party. And then we later heard there was a court that then said, oh, it's a party issue. We want you to settle it, settle it on your own. But now again, it's not a party issue.
The Supreme Court said two things. Number one was that the tenure of Abure had ended. They did say that. And again, the matters relating to leadership of a political party is actually an internal matter. It should have nothing to do with the court. In all seriousness, I believe that this is actually a plot to destabilize the opposition. And I believe the target is Mr. Peter Obi.
Who is no longer a member of the Labour Party?
Well, he has not totally resigned his membership of the ADC.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, West Radio.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, Mr. George, calling you from Oduekun-Ayoola.
You're welcome, sir.
Are you still guessing who Abure was working for?
Well, you can tell us.
Let me tell you, I know you will ask me. Abure is working for APC, working for our president.
So you're saying that Abure is the wiki in Labour Party?
We now have a new chairman. But all these things will not work well for us. Take, for example, the policeman that they said they killed. What is the president doing concerning the issue of the law, which he already gave to them that they must abide with? What is he going to do about it? He will not do anything. So these are the things that is making our laws not to be effective. You give a law, you give an order, you say nobody should have any policeman as an escort. And they are flouting it. And the IGP is still there. Well, I don't understand the type of country we are running. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. George, for
Peter Obi didn't particularly resign his membership of the
Labour Party.
And okay.
Apologies. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you,
Hello,
sir.
good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Sulaiman Sharif calling from Manara.
You're welcome, Mr. Sheriff. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Sir, about the opposition party, Labour Party and others, see, don't be surprised when Mr. President said it last, said that it is my pleasure to see the opposition party in disarray. So all the opposition parties, they try to team up, maybe the bad egg among them, to flush them out, because we need a viable opposition just to strengthen our democracy in Nigeria. About the abduction in Kaduna, if I already drop comment on your Facebook page, see, we need to say ourselves. Mr. President did not prioritize the security sector the way he prioritized the politics. That's the major problem we have, because if a chairman in that particular government and the commissioner of police can deny the mass abduction, that means they are deceiving who is deceiving. That is the consequence of peace deeds with criminals, instead of them to crush them. That's my own submission. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sulaiman. As we gradually wrap up the show quickly this morning, Mr. Sani, yesterday, Atiku Abubakar said that opposition, regardless of the party, need to come together to fight against the APC and flush them out of power. Do you think this is possible?
It is possible.
Do they have the same objectives?
The point now is this. I am not particularly comfortable with Peter Obi, and I'll tell you two things. In my opinion, the Labour Party has become what it is. The PDP has become what it is. The only party that is still standing on two legs is the ADC. Peter Obi won't resign his membership of the Labour Party. He won't even join the ADC officially. If you want to join the party officially, no, it's not just about holding a press conference. It's about going to your ward to register. Which he has not done. And that is why some of us don't really...
Let me quickly ask that question again. Do you think that it's possible for the opposition parties, seen as what they have become, because some of them are not even sure if they're going to make it to the INEC register for the 2027 election. So do you think that they can come together?
You can only get to the INEC register if you win primary. If you do not win the primary of your party, you cannot get.
If you don't even do your state congresses, how does your party decide on who to put down? That's the issue with PDP right now. So do you think, we don't have time, do you think that these parties can actually come together and work as one?
That is if they want to. I cannot speak for them. It is doable.
Is it possible?
It is possible. It is very much possible. I mean, but before we leave, let me say something here.
Quickly.
The governor of Katsina State needs to be checked. And when I say checked, mentally.
Let's
In
let's
the middle of all of this, you are talking about releasing 70 bandits.
Let's wrap it up here on Perspectives Unlimited. Thank you so much to my analyst, Mr. Olalekun Sani.
It is always an honor to be here.
Thank you to everyone who called. Mr. Sulaiman Sheriff, we've seen your comment where you said that the police commissioner of Kaduna State should be relieved of his post with immediate effect. And yes, that's very true. But thank you so much, everyone. We have to go now. The sports crew is right here ready to give you the latest stories in the world of sports. Don't go anywhere. It's Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. My name is Bolanle Oduekun-Ayoola. Good morning and God bless you. Please listen to this important information. The views expressed by the interviewee in this program are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Wells Radio 89.3 FM or its affiliated entities. Wells Radio 89.3 FM is committed to providing a platform for diverse perspectives and opinions, and the views expressed by guests on our programs are their personal viewpoints. Wells Radio 89.3 FM does not endorse or take responsibility for the content or opinions expressed by individual interviewees and callers. Thank you.
Is unbeatable.